Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. We're live on Women Who Lift Israel with a special guest, Natalie Wasser. Did I pronounce your
Hey,
name correctly, actually? Wasser?
yes,
Yes,
correct.
okay.
Wasser. נכון.
Amazing. So, to intro everyone to our group, my name is Sarah. I'm the co-founder of Women Who Lift Israel. We are a women-only Facebook community whose mission is to empower women through strength training. So, we started these live interviews to give all of you plenty of inspiration, motivation, advice, and tips from professionals and athletes in the field. And I'm so excited to have this conversation with Natalie today. Um, so thanks for joining, Natalie.
Yay, I'm excited too.
Amazing. So for those who don't know Natalie, Natalie was born and raised in Vienna and moved to Israel at age 18. Um, she is a certified pre and postnatal strength training personal trainer. She mostly works with women to help them become strong mentally and physically, although she also teaches co-ed classes. Um, she is about to finish her precision nutrition level 1 certification to become a nutrition coach. And aside from her very busy career, Natalie is a mom of 3 beautiful kids. Her dream is to get as many women as possible to fall in love with strength training, and that's also our dream. So we really match on our vision. We're happy to
Yay.
have you.
Awesome.
Amazing. So, Natalie, can you give our community a little introduction about yourself, where you are from, and what you specialize in?
So I'm born and raised in Vienna, moved to Israel with 18. And I studied graphic design. I worked as a graphic designer. At some point, I kind of lost interest and I got into fitness, and I decided I wanted to become a coach or study it. And then I had 2 kids already, and I decided that there's like too little knowledge about strength training in pregnancy and
Mm-hmm.
postpartum. And I started a course, an online course from the Girls Gone Strong. It's great course. I really recommend it. And decided that I wanted to become a pre and postnatal fitness coach. At some point, I did understand that I didn't want to only be in the niche of pregnant women, but women in general,
Mm-hmm.
because I think all women or most women, they will at some point in their lives be pregnant
Mm-hmm.
or postpartum. So I decided that I would wanted to focus on women more than only on pregnant or postpartum. Yeah, and I did my CrossFit level 1 certification course, and now I'm doing a nutrition course, which I think rounds it up nicely.
Yeah.
All aspects of
Um,
full health.
Definitely. Great. So let's start with the very beginning. How was young Natalie like? And when did you first fall in love with the barbell?
How young do you mean?
I don't know, wherever you want to recall. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I don't come from a sports background.
Okay.
I was not sporty. I mean, I always did something, but I was not good at anything. So it's funny because people like my trainees, they might think, yeah, but you've always done this. You're good at it because, you've always done this. And it's not true because I started from zero, just like everyone, like all my trainees do. Um, I wish I would have been a gymnast in my childhood, but I wasn't. Um, So when did I fall in love with the barbell? Basically, I've always been going to the gym. I think as a lot of women, it's the goal is to lose weight, burn as many calories as possible, and so the gym was always a place I went to. Never a place that I liked. Never went to the weights area because it was just way too intimidating. And what am I supposed to do there anyway?
I get
So
that.
in the end, you stay in on the elliptical trainer, and you stand there for 40 minutes, and the display says, okay, you burned, I don't know how many calories, and that's about it. And then at some point, I think this was after my second baby, I started some class with barbells in the weight room, and it just, I don't know, it just clicked, and I loved it, and got addicted, and here I am.
Now it's a vital part of life.
Yeah. Like 2 days without lifting is something's wrong. Something must be wrong.
Definitely. I remember those long hours on the elliptical machine.
Yeah, I think most women do that, or like have that. That's where I come into the game, for to show them the way to the barbell, and that it's not only about burning calories, but much more, and the power and the energy it gives you when basically you can, you get strong, you're lifting weights, is so much more than just running on the elliptical.
And also, it's very a lot more productive when you're trying to burn those calories. But maybe we'll talk about this later. So from previous interviews with medical professionals in the field of pre and post natal strength training, we understand that it is safe to lift weights during pregnancy. The main idea is to listen to your body and to reduce intensity. So for women in our group that are pretty much addicted to weightlifting, do you have some general advice or guidelines of how to know you are reducing the intensity enough and keeping yourself safe and your baby safe? And also, do these guidelines change as the pregnancy progresses?
Yeah, so that's what I was just going to say, that they definitely change as the pregnancy progresses. Probably the first trimester, even if you've been very active, a lot of times women feel very tired, have nausea, food aversions. So a lot of times it's difficult in the first trimester to train at all. If none of these are relevant, then basically they can go on training like they did before. They will probably notice that their heart rate goes up much faster. They should be aware of maybe not getting like overheated. Same as in the second trimester, when the belly starts growing, things should be scaled. The main change is that the physiological change, that the body grows, the gravity changes. A lot of times, there's a lot of back pain in women. So changes in that would be certain exercises that don't necessarily have to be done. Same as also in the third trimester, especially when the belly is quite big already, I would say, and you're carrying around much more weight, which is already tiring. And certain things I would probably not do, but it's very individual. Like there are no there are strict guidelines, but I think you always need to approach every person as an individual. if this person was a high level athlete or trained for, or, you know, like high intensity level trainee before, if this person only started in the beginning of the pregnancy. It really depends, you know, as an individual, where this person is, and that should be taken into account.
Is there some strict guidelines that you're talking about that you can share that, you know, you should really not attempt during pregnancy? Which actually is maybe goes into my next question, but
yeah, there are strict guidelines. Certain, you know, not being overheated for sure, hydrating enough. There's a thing which is called like a talk test. If you can still talk while exercising, like have a conversation, that means that you're in a good area. If you can't talk, then probably it's too hard, like too intensive. I was going to say hardcore, but I meant intensive. Certain like strict guidelines, as in probably you shouldn't be jumping on a box. Again, in the end, the trainee, the athlete will decide themselves. But I think it's important to understand like what is, you know, risk versus reward. They're not like, these women, they're not going to be pregnant forever. So it's okay to scale back a little bit. It will not make them, you know, look lazy or so. There's like always this, I think it comes like, it's like black or white, like either you train or you don't train, but you have to find the middle ground, and have like the mindset that it's okay to scale down things in certain movements, and that you don't have to do everything. I would probably, you know, maybe less do like Olympic lifts as, you know, the belly grows. I would probably not be doing box jumps, but the thing is that everything can be modified, and, you know, a different exercise can be chosen. So
right. Yeah, so it really just brings us to the next question in our list. So in CrossFit, is there a list of exercises we should absolutely not attempt to do during pregnancy? And honestly, by intuition, I would think it wouldn't be great, like you said, to, you know, do box jumps or maybe jump rope during pregnancy. But I really don't know if my intuition is accurate, so wanted to ask the expert.
yeah, so like I said, just you always have to think like, what is the risk if I do this? Like jumping on a box, even if this woman, the trainee / athlete, has done this before already, it's, in my eyes, it's not worth it. You know, if there will be a fall, then it's just not worth it. Jump rope and running, if the trainee did this before, I think it could be okay, but still you should always have in mind that it's there's a lot of pressure on the pelvic floor. But if you feel fine, then you know that can be done. If you're just starting out, then I would probably not advise jumping around. I usually, with my trainees, do low impact when they're pregnant, and also in the first weeks of postpartum. I think that's smarter for the pelvic floor. Yeah.
Right. For my intuition doesn't come so much from like the health of the woman, but like I feel like it could, I don't know, I'm inventing things maybe, but it could affect the baby, like when you're jumping, that he's like in your belly, like jumping around.
No,
I don't know.
No, that is absolutely, that is totally
Incorrect.
fine.
Okay.
That is absolutely fine. It's just really like, you know, like dangerous things where you can fall, that I would definitely advise against. And anything which is high impact, if the woman feels uncomfortable doing it, or any discomfort, then I would also not advise doing it. And yeah, that's
so it's mostly
and like I said,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. And like I said, with working with barbells also for cleans and for snatches, maybe if the women used to do this, I personally, I mean, I see a lot of also top athletes still doing this, but I guess that's a different story because they are very like known to the movements, but because your body changes and you know, like everything changes, so the bar path changes, so it's like,
right, exactly.
You don't really need, like, the thing is, nothing's gonna happen if you don't do it for a little while.
Right.
I think the most important is just the mindset that, yeah, you can work out and strength training is great, but you don't have to just go on and do everything. Like, the aim is to maintain strength and be fit and healthy, but, you know, considering that you're pregnant and being smart about it.
Right. So like my snatch trainer, my Olympic weightlifting trainer always tells me that like my bar path is too like rainbowy, like I need to keep it closer to my chest. And I'm thinking like when you have a huge belly in front of you, like it will be for sure like a rainbow path that like you need to like avoid the belly. The technique will be compromised for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Will probably be difficult then when you're not pregnant anymore. Then you have to tidy up that movement again.
To readjust it. Wow, I didn't think of that. Makes sense.
Yeah,
so
but that, I mean, it's minor.
Yeah, most of the recommendations are actually to like protect the woman so that she protects her baby, but there isn't any like imminent danger on like a baby like when a woman is working out, if I understand correctly.
No, not really. Just the issue with overheating. That can be dangerous. So definitely, you know, stay hydrated and not be in an area of or work out in a gym where there's like no air conditioning or too hot, like sun, or yeah, that's that definitely.
Got it. Okay, so next question. When is it safe to lift weights after giving birth? And is there a difference between natural birth and C-section births in this recommendation?
You mean when you can go back to lifting weights?
Yeah.
More or less the same. Depending again, it's individual how the woman feels. Like starting easy walking from the beginning is okay. I think also you can't forget that a C-section is like a pretty invasive surgery. So the recovery is definitely important, but in both deliveries, I think it's more or less the same. Like easy walking at the beginning, and after 6 weeks, after the doctor's appointment, you know, like you can slowly start lifting more, as doing like also stuff around the house, maybe. Definitely, obviously, lifting your baby at the beginning, though, not like, it's not recommended to lift much more than that. You should really take it easy in the beginning.
Got it. Okay, so we want to bring awareness to the health benefits of having muscle on a woman's body. Research has shown that maintaining muscle mass helps increase your lifespan and live a better quality life. So since you're an expert in the prenatal and postpartum niche, we wanted to ask you what are some of the physical benefits you see on your pregnant and postpartum clients that include strength training in their lifestyle?
So just, I think 6 weeks ago, one of my trainees, she gave birth and she trained up until week 39. I think it was actually a few days before she gave birth.
Wow.
And yeah, totally. I
Good
actually
job,
made
whoever you are.
a cool reel about her, and she is very awesome. She said she felt always energized, even if she came like tired to our session. And birth was way easier than her first birth.
Wow.
And her recovery is like super fast, and she's planning on being back already in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So yeah, that is absolutely great. And for example, trainees that give me feedback of, that they don't have back pain while holding their babies or doing
Wow.
stuff at home, or just everyday life, everyday simple tasks, is great.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just carried my 8-year-old around Jerusalem like just a few months ago, like on my back, and it feels so empowering. It's so amazing.
Yeah, totally.
So, and what about the mental benefits of strength training? Have you seen some mental changes in your trainees after they started weightlifting?
I think it gives a lot of confidence. I think, like I said at the beginning, that the constant how do you say, like when you're running after something, yearning
The
of
chase.
being the chase of just being skinny, and losing and burning calories, just it gets smaller and smaller, and maybe less important or not at all important anymore. And once you can see what you can accomplish through strength, it just gives you so much confidence. I think there are so many layers to strength training. It's not only aesthetic. It will usually start off because of that, but once you understand that you can do this, you can do things that you never thought you could do, you can get better at something that you never thought you can do, you can carry your groceries by yourself. It's like so many things, and I think it gives a lot of confidence, to
Definitely. I
your
think
everyday life, to your
I think my first box jump was like the happiest day of my life after I gave birth and got married, maybe. Like it gave me such a high for like a week after, or like even more when I think about it, like wow. And and like weightlifting, this happens almost like every week or every day can happen to you. Like you put in like a little bit more weight on the bar, you like, you get closer to hanging on, the, how do you call it? The pull-up thing, like every day can be like what we call like a non-scale victory. Like you stop looking at how much you like weigh on the scale, and you look at your like performance achievements every day, and it's like it feels like it definitely, like you said, builds your confidence. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I also came into a CrossFit gym with the idea to like lose weight, and then it ended up giving me such like other perspective as well, of like training and so forth. There's other aspects of just wanting to lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about having aesthetic goals. I'm
yeah, definitely.
totally, like, I totally support that, but it can't be everything. I think once you discovered other achievements, it just comes along, and like it's part of it. It's part of the process.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So women who lift Israel, the community is growing every day, and more than half of our members identify themselves as completely new to all forms of strength training. What advice do you have for women who are just starting in their lifting journey?
What advice do I have? to just keep showing up, and to be patient, not to want results, like yesterday, because that's not going to happen. Like celebrate the small wins, and you have to be in this for the long run, not for next summer for the beach, but it has to be a part of you, like. And sometimes even like a lot of women, they're like, yeah, and I don't want to, I don't like it. I mean, not only women, but everybody. And I just think, I personally think that everybody should lift weights. It's just a health thing, like it's, right. But definitely just keep showing up, and even if it can be frustrating sometimes that maybe you don't get better so fast as you wanted to, or your body doesn't look different than maybe 2 months ago, just keep doing it, just keep showing up. It's be patient, be consistent. Not every workout has to be perfect. And that's it. Yeah.
And make sure you have a trainer looking at like what you're doing for technique in the beginning, I think, because it could be very dangerous to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. Also, I think a trainer is not only for technique, but especially like personal training. It's a lot of accountability, and I think that's also important.
Amazing. So what's next for Natalie? What goals do you have for 2022 and beyond?
What are my goals? More or less what I'm doing right now. It's always such a win and pleasure for me if I can see, if women actually really fall in love with lifting weights with the barbell, and having that feedback is great. Is just, I love it. It's that's more or
what
less
about
it, if I can.
Personal goals on, for example, on the barbell for yourself? Do you have a certain lift that you're working on, that you're trying to perfect, or get more weight on? I've seen you with your snatches on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I have to say that I'm not so greedy with my goals, but because I am in this for the long run, so I will have periods where I can concentrate on it more, push a bit more, and I can have periods where it will always be a part of me, but maybe not having specific goals in numbers. So at the moment, I mean, I would like to be able to bar muscle up, but for that, to be able to do something, you actually have to practice it. So
right. Baby steps for a long time.
Baby steps. Right.
Amazing. So I would love to give you the opportunity to talk directly to our members about anything that is important to you that we haven't already covered. Is there anything you would like to share with our community?
Anything that is important to me. Well, like I said before already, that just the fact of just being consistent. It's I think it's the most important thing that there is. Just, you asked me what my goal is. My goal is to be able to do this when I'm like 80 plus, like keep on doing this. I just thought about it now. And that's more or less what I would want to also say, that there doesn't have to be like short-term goals, but just having it part of your life and as your habit, and just making it a part of you.
It's so amazing that you found your passion and you're in it and you're working every day in it, and in the long term you still want to continue doing it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I think so too.
Awesome.
Right.
So now we asked the community to submit any questions that they had for you during for the interview, and we have a couple of questions we will feature.
Mm-hmm.
So first one, is there any period of time during a healthy pregnancy where a woman should avoid lifting weights? First trimester or maybe last week before giving birth? What do you think?
If there are no medical issues, then there should not be a reason why she can't lift weights. If she personally doesn't feel good, then no. Probably like the last week of pregnancy. I mean, okay, my trainee, she did actually work out until like I think 2 days before.
Wow.
But yeah, but
I need to meet this
usually,
person.
yeah. But
She's really cool.
usually she's awesome. Probably like in the later stage, they will be just tired, and which is absolutely normal. In the first trimester, also, as I said, a lot of nausea and being very tired. But there's no like women should go and lift like even when they're pregnant. So there's no specific time that they shouldn't lift unless there is a medical issue.
Okay. Next question. How can I know if I'm lifting too heavy while pregnant? How much should I reduce my lifting percentage? Any guidelines?
Well, I can't really say by percentage, and also, as I said, every person is an individual, so you can't really, say it's about
Generalize.
everybody, generalize. As the pregnancy proceeds, probably the weights will go down and should go down. It should always be. I always with my trainees, I work like I ask them like from 1 to 10, how hard was this? And I definitely don't want them being at 8 or 9. It things can be like this was hard, okay, but it shouldn't be like very hard. That's more or less the feedback. I can't really say like percentages.
Like you said
That's
before,
difficult
you're
to
not
say.
really looking out to like build strength during pregnancy, but more to
Yeah,
maintain. So maybe that's an
right,
indicator.
definitely. That's also an indicator, and also because I spoke about mindsets, like it's important to have that in mind, that it's not a time to become stronger, but to maintain strength. Probably for women that, and this is okay, women that start off strength training in their pregnancy and they haven't before, it's totally fine. They will in the beginning become stronger, but then at some point they will plateau, and then the strength will go down, which is
Okay, got it.
absolutely normal. But let's say somebody that has worked out before, again, this is the 9 months is not a time where you push yourself, where you want to get stronger, where you want to do PRs or do a bar muscle up. It's about maintaining as much strength as possible. Yeah, and it's 9 months, so I think it's doable.
Right, totally. Next question. I find that most gynecologists in Israel do not know enough about weightlifting to give us the green light to lift. Have you come across some doctors that do? Do you have any recommendations?
Doctors specifically not. Definitely physiotherapists. I work with some, which I always recommend, physiotherapists that are also into strength training and have a lot of knowledge, and they will never say, unless there is a specific reason, not to go and lift weights. It's always very supported, and yeah,
Okay.
doctors, unfortunately, less. I don't know any.
Right.
I think all doctors should prescribe strength training.
I
Pregnant,
know. I
not
think they're
pregnant.
trying to like save themselves or something legally. I don't know.
Maybe.
But most of them are, or they don't have much education about it. We did find a few doctors that were very, very pro weightlifting, mostly based in the US. We interviewed Dr. Seaman, that is a gynecologist, and she's one of the coolest CrossFit weightlifting addicts ever. And she highly recommended weightlifting. And we are also going to interview in January the muscle centric medicine queen, Dr. Lion King, which is she. We will also talk about the benefits of strength training during
That's
pregnancy
great.
with her. So it will be awesome,
Amazing.
awesome conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So do you follow a certain diet? This question comes up all the time. People are obsessed with protein in the group. So what's your protein consumption look like?
What's my protein consumption? I don't follow a certain diet. I eat actually everything, but I do know exactly what I eat and how much I eat of it. I try and have a certain amount of protein per day, which fits to my needs. Again, everybody's an individual. The ideal is having probably 1.5 to 2, what was it? I think double your body weight of protein.
In kilograms?
Yeah.
Not sure. I don't remember.
No, in grams, not in kilograms.
In grams. Okay.
Yeah, pounds, as in up to 2 pounds per body weight. It's a rough estimation.
Yeah.
But definitely, I would say that you should have protein with every meal, and if possible, also with every snack. I think most people don't have enough protein. I think most people don't have enough knowledge of what they're eating in general. But I don't have a certain diet. I'll eat everything. So yeah.
Amazing. Last question from the community. I understand that if I lift heavy, I should do pelvic floor exercises to strengthen that area regularly. So this is not related to pregnancy, actually, just in general. Can you please share a list of exercises we should do?
There is not a specific list of exercises. First of all, I think everybody should definitely see a pelvic floor physiotherapist, either in pregnancy, after pregnancy, definitely. And if there are any issues, then you will receive these exercises from the physio. And I, for example, I have a bunch of exercises which I do, but I don't know for the individual maybe what her problem is. So going to a physiotherapist is definitely better than yeah, it's not better, it's a must. And we can incorporate these exercises in our workout.
Got it. But is it necessary for women that, for example, are not getting pregnant or don't want to get pregnant, or it's just a pelvic floor? Yeah, also.
Yeah, I think so. Because in the end, the pelvic floor is a muscle, and it should definitely be trained. You should know how to engage it, to contract it, to relax it, if you're pregnant or not. It's like a muscle in the body, so it definitely is beneficial for people to train it even if you're not pregnant.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so we're done with the community questions. So to end the interview on a positive note, I would like you to give us a few last words of inspiration from the heart. Maybe share what your
Inspiration from the
motto,
heart.
maybe share a motto or something with us.
A model. Yeah, I mean, inspiration from the heart. I think I've said it all. I think lifting weights is not only, you know, beneficial on an aesthetic level, on a medical and health level, but it has so many aspects to it. Even I didn't say about that, but I think that's also really important, just to, you know, make time for yourself and do something that you love. I think that's really important. Yeah, just, you know, get a barbell in every woman's hands.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Natalie,
That's
for this
it. Thank you
interview.
for having me.
Can you tell
It was
everyone how
great.
we can find you on social media or anywhere else? If someone wants to find you, where do they find you?
Yeah, Instagram, Natalie Wasser. That's my handle, and Facebook as well. And I have a business page, which is also it's called Empower Natalie Wasser. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. And you're where do you work? Which CrossFit? CrossFit FS Tesha in Ranana, right?
Right, CrossFit Ephestasia in Ranana. And that's where I do the CrossFit classes. That's where I do the mums classes, and that's where I do one-on-ones. I do 2 days in Tel Aviv in a gym which I rent. So for people in Tel Aviv.
Amazing. Actually, I want you to talk a little bit about the moms class. What are
Yeah,
they?
I didn't
What
say
are they?
anything
Yeah,
about that,
I feel
right?
like it's important.
Right. There was no question about it, so.
Yeah, it's my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like that's like my baby. I created this group. It's like it's a group where the coming and going it's relatively like short, because moms in Israel are only on maternity leave for about 3 months. But it's I do it in Ranana in CrossFit Ephestasia, where I also coach normal CrossFit classes. It's 3 times a week, and it's not only for women that are pregnant or postpartum. It's for women that might, you know, be a little bit intimidated in coming to a CrossFit gym. So the workouts are a little less intensive. You're surrounded by women.
Amazing.
And the aim, more or less, is to make them feel comfortable in that surrounding, and with the exercises that we do, with the dumbbells, with the barbell. And basically, you know, we want them to come to the normal classes. And we have a lot of people that shift, you know, from the moms classes to the normal classes. And it's always it's really exciting. And you should see the other moms, how they react, like, what, she's going to the normal classes. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But all,
Yeah.
you know, all moms that go back to work at some stage, because the classes are in the mornings, so they have to join, like, either they stop, and a lot of times, unfortunately, that happens, that the shift from, you know, going back to work, and it just does
Too
not
much,
fit into
yeah.
the loop anymore. And then sometimes, you know, if they're like really into it, then they will start coming in the evening classes, and that's more or less the aim, to just have them, you know, integrate into into this surrounding and not be scared and intimidated anymore, and feeling comfortable, and yeah, and that's definitely great.
That is awesome.
And the moms, they come with their babies.
I know. I've seen you have a workout from holding all the babies.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. I think
Definitely.
it's also a really fun activity to like do when you're on maternity leave. Like you get to meet other moms that, you know, also have babies and hang out.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, I wish I'd have had that on my maternity leave. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
You must be really proud of them when they move to the regular classes also.
I'm so proud. I'm really like they fascinate me then, and you see, this for them is like a huge achievement, because just a few months ago they felt like weak, and they would have never thought of lifting a dumbbell, you know, 3 kilos, 5 kilos, whatever, and then all of a sudden they're doing, you know, wild things, and it's just, it's cool, you know. It's big
Back
achievement.
to the mental benefits.
Exactly. How can you not feel confident after, you know, you achieve stuff like that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a great way to end the interview. Actually, I'm really
that was
now.
inspiration.
I feel like having a baby and going to one of your mommy classes.
You should come. You should come. You can come without having a baby.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Natalie. I really enjoyed getting to know you and being inspired.
Amazing.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.